Hi, folks. Welcome to another edition of An Hour with Bob. I guess I should acknowledge the glasses. I had eye surgery a few months ago that didn't go very well. And as a result, looking at bright light really affects my eyes. And I've had my eyes adjusted 4 times. They can only be adjusted 5 times. And the next time, my eyes got to be set in, but the eyesight's not that good, especially the left eye, because of I don't know, something happened during the surgery or whatever. Anyway, I'm here with my good friend and the guy that holds the record of being on this show. The first time he was on this show was in the early 90s, I believe.
92.
That's exactly
That's when
right.
I came.
That's the year you came. Gene Valicenti, folks. My good friend Gene Valicenti.
Good to be with you. Do I still hold the record?
Of course. Who's going to?
Even after all these years,
Nobody's
going to
catch you. Nobody's going to catch. The only one close
Tony
to you,
Petrarca?
Tony Petrarca is
Petrarca.
there. Reggie Centracchio's there.
Oh, General Centracchio.
General Centracchio's up there.
He's good. Yeah.
A good friend, but I can't think of anybody else. I apologize. I can't think of anybody else that's close to you.
Well, whenever you invite me, I usually say yes.
You do. You're very good about
I'll
that.
say
You
yes.
know that bothers me. What bothers me is some people that have a lot more time than you have, and I never used to have this.
Yeah.
I never had people say no, or they don't acknowledge. They don't say
Right.
no.
They don't
just
call you back?
And it's kind of troubling because a lot of people have done well coming on this show.
Yeah.
Coming on this show.
Well, I think you're kind of like, you ever hear Joe Franklin in New York City?
No.
Joe Franklin.
Oh, yes.
Is famous.
Yep.
Yeah, so was syndicated too. He had a talk show for a long. You're doing talk shows before talk shows or
Right.
anything. And Joe Franklin gave a lot of people their first big break.
Right.
And I think Barbara Streisand, big names.
Yep.
Big names. And he was plowing along for decades. And then he would tell the same story. I gave so and so a break. No, I can't even get the call.
Can't get yeah,
Return.
exactly.
So now
Well,
I think it's important to. If you invite me, I'll say yes. Here I am.
You're here.
Yeah.
As always.
And by the way, pull your glasses. I'm going to make sure I recognize you.
Let me take
It
the
is you.
glasses
All
off.
right, it's Bob.
Oh,
There you go.
I'll try them off. My God.
Yeah, put 'em
Can
back
you turn the
on.
lights off? I'll look down
Yeah.
a little bit.
No, put them back on if you feel
No,
better.
I'll be all right.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've had some people that I won't name names that I'm shocked that they don't respond, and a couple of people from your station.
Really?
Which never used to be the case. It never
Yeah.
used to be the case for
Well,
anybody.
you tell me
to
who,
say-
and I'll work them over a little bit.
All right, yeah, you
I'll vouch
slap 'em
for
around.
you. You get everybody. The governors come on, and
Many times,
You
yes.
get everybody on.
Yep.
So
But anyway, now I understand you're doing a new show.
I have a new show coming out. Can you now? Like I need a new show, right?
Yeah, I know. You're the hottest working man in television.
Yeah, I do radio from 6 to 9 in the morning on WPRO. This is my 14th year doing morning radio.
Can you explain how that happened?
I will. I do morning radio, and then I do the 6 o'clock news.
Right.
But starting Monday, the 29th of June, I'm adding another 1-hour show on television.
What time?
10 o'clock in the morning on Coastal ABC.
Oh, wait a minute. You've already done 6 to 9.
Do 6 to 9 on the radio. I'm going to get up,
Right.
put my blazer
So we're not
on.
going to be able to do breakfast then.
Well, a late brunch we could do.
All right.
Yeah. And then I'm going to go into Channel 10, and I'm going to do a show. Now, Channel 10 bought Channel 6.
Coastal 6, yeah.
So everybody's in the same building.
Right.
So I'm going to do a 10 o'clock talk show on Coastal ABC. And eventually it's going to repeat on NBC-10 at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in place of Kelly Clarkson, who's going away.
Isn't that weird that she's going away?
Well, I guess she's a singer
Right.
at heart. She had a good run.
She's good. She's good.
It's tough to do a talk show.
Especially 5 days a week.
5 days a week, you have to bring it.
Right.
You gotta be able to do
That's
that.
work.
Not everybody
That's
can
a
do
lot
that.
of work,
She had a
yes.
good run. Now I think she's got a bright future ahead of her. She's a young person. She'll probably go back to singing and things
Well, she
like
is.
that.
Yeah, she's got to go on tour, I guess.
So I'm going to take her place on NBC-10 at 3, but in the morning I'll be doing the same show on Coastal ABC at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then come back and do the 6 o'clock news at night. So I'm full.
Wow.
Now you ask me, how did radio come about?
Right.
Remember Marianne Sorrentino?
Of course.
Long time on WPRO.
Right.
This is in the 90s, 93,
AM,
94,
WPRO
AM 630. Yeah, well, she would call me and ask me to fill in on occasion.
Yep.
I'd take a day off. She needed to fill in. And I would go, and I had a kick out of doing it. I really like doing it. It was fun.
Do you know I used to do it?
Did
I
you
used
fill
to
in
fill
too?
in. I used to fill in. I filled in for Arlene Violent a few times.
Okay, WHJJ.
Yeah, Dave Barber. I filled in for
Sure.
Dave Barber. And I filled in for a couple of guys on your...
Well, they want to take a day off. They need to fill in.
Right.
So she would ask me occasionally, and I enjoyed doing it. And the station got great reaction when I
Because
would come on.
you weren't doing what they did.
I did
you
something
went-
different.
Exactly.
Yeah, did something different. But they were traditional talk show hosts.
Exactly, which is what you were not.
Right, I was not. I was just filling in. People maybe got a kick out of hearing me on the radio.
Right. Right.
And the station got such great reaction that later in time, a few years later, Paul Giammarco, who was the program director,
Right.
came to me and said, "Would you ever consider doing radio? We get great reaction whenever you fill in. Would you like your own show?"
Right.
And I said, "Well, my dance card's pretty busy now. I don't think so." And he came back and he said, "How about a Saturday show?"
Right.
And at first I said no. But then I said, "Well, what am I doing on a Saturday? I'm sleep late, waste the morning. I'll do it." So I started doing a Saturday show, 2010. It was a hit.
Right.
3 hours.
2010.
In 2010.
Wow.
It was a hit. And then a few years later, they came and said, "Would you consider doing the morning show?" I said, "I do the 11 o'clock news. I don't think I could do it."
11 o'clock at night.
11 o'clock at night, I do
Right.
TV. How am I going to get up, 5:30 in the morning and do the morning radio?
Correct.
Couldn't do it. Anyway, you know what? I talked to the general manager at Channel 10, Lisa Churchville,
Right.
and I proposed this, and I was able to give up the 11 and do the radio in the morning, and everything has worked fine for 14 years
But
now.
my point, what I'm wondering is,
Yeah.
they don't own the radio.
Oh, no, 2 separate companies.
I know. So
Yeah.
they lose you. Channel
Well,
10 loses you.
Listen,
but
they
they gain
they
the.
kept me at 6. They kept me for 10 news conference.
Right.
We were able to work out a deal that everybody was happy with.
Well, you have a good agent.
Yeah. So I've been doing it for 14 years. It's been going great. The radio show's number 1 in the market.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. It's got a great following. I love doing it. I have a great time doing it.
Oh, I know you do.
And it's so popular that Channel 10 came to me a couple of months ago and said, "Can we do a version of your radio show on television, 10 o'clock in the morning on Coastal ABC?" I said, "Why not?
Yeah.
Let's try it." So on Monday the 29th, we're going to try it.
29th of June.
Yeah. Now, we've been in live rehearsals for the past week and a half,
Right.
just blocking everything out and
Sure.
making sure everything works okay. And we're going to go live on Coastal ABC the 29th. It'll be a version of my radio show only for television. We'll take calls and texts and interviews, and I'll give you my take on the news.
Wait a minute. How are you going to take calls? There's no delay on TV.
Well, we're going to work that out. We're buying the equipment you need. And
Yeah.
we're doing texts.
'Cause I did that years
Yeah,
ago.
no, we'll take care of that.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Monday to Friday, 1 hour, 10 in the morning to 11.
Every day?
Every day.
Every day?
Yeah, every day. Yeah.
1 hour, 10
1
to
hour,
11.
10 to 11. Coastal ABC,
Yeah.
which is the station we just bought.
Channel
Channel
6.
6 needs a shot in the arm.
What happened to my good friend John DeLuca? What
John,
happened?
great, talented.
Nice guy. I mean,
Talented,
a great
yeah.
guy.
He wrapped it up when station changed hands. I think he's still in the market. Nice guy. I'm sure he'll be doing something. He'll turn up somewhere. It was a
Yeah.
long time over there.
I know.
Long time
I
over
know.
there.
He was a standard bearer for that
Yes,
station.
yeah, yeah.
He
had
helped me so
He had
much.
a couple
with
of different anchors, I think, including his wife at one point was,
Right.
was
Yeah.
an anchor.
Yeah. Well, I had her on. She was the anchor when he was the reporter for Channel.
Yeah, this goes back must be more than 20.
Yeah, because he was down
25 years
before that.
ago.
I think he was down when I
Yeah.
got him as a guest. First time I had him as a guest.
Right.
I think before he came here, he was a reporter in New Orleans. I think.
Could be,
I think so.
could be. Listen, stations change hands, management changes, things change. That comes with the business.
Right, right.
So,
Well, I blew
fortunately for me, I'm going to be able to hang on here.
you're
34
doing well.
years.
Yeah.
34 years.
The same
at
amount of
NBC
time.
10.
What month was it?
Was summer of 1992. That must have been June or July.
All right, I started.
You know what the first story was?
What?
Warwick school teacher strike, Governor Sondland
Yep.
fighting with the Warwick School Committee.
And that's when you had your mustache.
I had a mustache and a trench
And
coat.
trench coat.
Trench coat, yeah. That's
You're like Jack White. Jack,
1992.
Jack Burns. He was like Jack Burns.
Jack
on
Burns
Channel
had a
12.
trench coat. Jack White also sported a trench coat
Right,
on
yeah,
occasion,
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you with the big mustache.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
When I came here in the summer of 92, I basically completely honest. I was about to get out of the business. I was in Connecticut, and the Connecticut station.
Because you're from New Jersey.
Originally from New Jersey. I'd worked at stations in New Jersey and Connecticut, a couple of stations in Connecticut. And 1992, I'm about to have my first child, and everything's going great at this very small station in Connecticut, Channel 26 in New London.
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing the 10 o'clock news.
Yep.
Every night, 10 o'clock news, but I'm happy. I'm anchoring the news, everything's going great, until the owner decides he doesn't want to do news anymore.
Oh.
So, bang.
Gone.
Gone. Get laid off. And you know, with the first child on the way, I'm thinking, is this any stability in this?
Right.
Or do I need to go get a real job? You know, go to work for AT&T. So sure enough, my uncle arranges to get me an interview at AT&T. And I had to
The
take
telephone state?
telephone, well then the telephone company, right? This is before cell phones. And I'm on the list to get hired at AT&T. And he says, all right, make your plans. You're going to be moving back to New Jersey. And next job that opens up, you'll get a job with them.
Wow.
And my wife she's so happy. We're going to go back to New Jersey.
Right,
and
right,
be a
right.
stable.
Yep.
You know, none of this laid off,
Right.
all this stuff.
Got to
TV,
move. You may have to move.
one station.
Yep.
You know. So she's so happy. And I get a call out of the blue. I didn't even apply to Channel 10.
From who? Churchville?
From no, Lisa came years later, from Betty Jo Cagini,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
who was our assistant news director then.
Right.
And she says, you know, a little snippet of your work turned up on somebody else's tape. I never applied to Channel 10. Some of my work was on somebody else's audition
Wow.
tape.
Wow.
And she said, but I know you from Channel 26 in New London.
No way.
Because she lives in Westerly. And the signal would
Right,
bleed
yeah,
over the west.
yep,
She says, I
yep.
know you and my father likes you.
Wow.
I said, really? She said, would you be interested in coming up for an interview? And I said, well, nothing else to do.
I'm waiting for the AT&T
Why not?
job.
I'm waiting to go back and get a job at AT&T. This TV is, you know, it's a tough gig.
Right.
So sure enough, I went up and I had an audition. I had an interview in the old building, the old Channel 10 building on Dorrance Street.
Oh, the outlet building?
The old outlet building, the
Yeah.
black one.
Yeah.
The black one.
One that went on fire. The one that got lit
No,
up.
that was across the street.
Oh, that was across the street.
That was the old outlet department store
Right.
burned
Oh,
down.
that's right,
Channel
yeah.
10 used to be upstairs.
That's right, yeah.
But they, when that was knocked down, they built a brand new headquarters. And it's now the Johnson Wales Library.
Right.
The black granite building.
Right.
So I go in there, and my interview was with Ted Canova, who was the news director at the time. And let's say I had a 9:30 interview. I get there 9:15, get there early, and 9:30 comes and goes, nothing.
Oh, that's not good.
9:45, 9:50, reception. He'll be right with you. He'll be right with you. Well, you know, I made a mental note to myself. If he's not down in
By
the next
10.
by 10 or the next 3 minutes,
That's the way I am.
I'm leaving.
That's where I'm out
I
of here.
said, because you know, listen, I'm out of TV anyway. It's not
Right,
for me.
right,
It's not
right.
for me. So he comes down with about 2 minutes to spare, let's say. Right? And he was great. He was a great guy to work for. And he says, got really busy, sorry. Come on up. You know, I like your work, come on up. Anyway, as they say, the rest is history. But for 2 minutes,
Right? Your life could have been
My life would
totally,
have been a
totally changed.
different life.
You could have been answering phones at
I would have
AT&T.
been in New Jersey. Who knows? Right? I wouldn't be here with you.
That's right.
So life comes down to, sometimes it comes down to 2 minutes.
Absolutely.
Sometimes a minute and a half.
Absolutely.
So that's the story. So anyway, I come in the summer of '92. Will you work freelance? Okay. And one thing leads to another, and
Oh, you
30
didn't have a contract when you came in?
No. This was a different time. You had to prove yourself.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Oh no, 6, 7 months went by.
Cut it out.
Let me make sure this guy's right, and,
Yeah.
and let's check. 6, 7 months goes by till I get a contract. And at 34 years later, here I am.
Wow,
So.
wow.
Yeah.
And I remember you on this show, you had to been there a month, or maybe
Yeah.
2, June or July that year?
Well, I'm going to say I came in June or July, and you invited me right away.
Right. Well, I liked you.
Yeah.
I saw you do a show. You were at I think it was a meat market or something.
Yeah.
And you were investigating. They had, right? They had some kind of a.
Eat, drink, and be wary. It was a 5-part series following the health department on
There you
restaurant,
go.
grocery
There you
store
go.
inspections.
There you go.
So what caught your eye?
Well, I was in the restaurant business.
Yeah.
Not back then, of course, but No, actually, I was. No, I just left the restaurant business. Just got out of the restaurant business, and I know how it is. How some of these places.
Yeah.
You know, I'm so bad now. I want to go in the restaurant and see the kitchen before I even eat there.
Yeah.
You know, that's how bad I am with some restaurants.
Yeah.
Some of these places are disgusting.
Yep.
So when I saw you do that, I said, "Good, we finally got a guy that's gung ho about this."
We did restaurants, we did caterers, we did
Yep.
supermarkets.
Yep.
We did name places.
You did a meat department.
We
I
did
mean,
a
meat market
We
too.
did a meat market. We did all
Yeah, you would
kinds
even
of
name the
things.
restaurants too sometimes.
Oh yeah, well these were the reports, right?
I was shocked that they let you in.
Well, we showed up with the health department. You're going to say no?
Right.
You could say no.
And to this day, I think
Yeah.
sadly, the health department, they only have like 4 inspectors for the whole state.
Well, you're right. There's thousands of establishments.
Right.
There's only a handful of inspectors to do this
Exactly.
work. So.
Exactly.
You know what? As I remember that, no, a couple of places we showed up and we felt, well, this place is not going to do very well. You know, turns out the place was running like a Johnson & Wales kitchen. Everything was on the money. Every temperature was correct.
Right.
Everything was 100%. So we reported that too. That there were places in Rhode Island that were on the money.
Right,
Now,
right.
a couple of them, they weren't
No,
so
yeah,
much. A couple of them were really bad.
Yeah.
So maybe we did a public service. Yeah. So we did supermarkets, restaurants.
They would have been afraid of
Yeah.
you coming.
Caterers.
They were afraid of you coming in with
Yeah.
your big mustache. You can see the big black mustache and the trench coat. I go, imagine. I couldn't imagine.
I was a shock to the system
Oh, no kidding.
back then.
No, I
I
loved
was
it.
only here 3 weeks. The Providence Journal, which then had a television critic,
Yep.
he wrote a
food
story,
critic, yeah.
first page of the second section, Valicenti not in Channel 10 tradition.
There you go. Oh, you
Imagine
weren't.
that.
You were totally different.
Yeah. I was here 2 weeks.
Yep.
Valicenti not in Channel 10 tradition. Either they changed or I changed.
What is
Because
it?
now I am the tradition.
There you go. What is it, the Italian thing? Because I made the front page of the One Talk Call one time, headline, Venturini gets fed up. I fought the
Yeah.
town, they robbed my house. I think I told you that
Yeah.
story, I think. Friends in high places. It was.
But you know what? I became friendly with the critic after that.
Yeah,
No,
did ya?
there's an old thing. Your enemy becomes your best friend.
Exactly.
You know,
Well, you keep your enemies
For the
closer.
first, I wasn't crazy about that particular story, but after a while we became friends.
Well, it's not what happens. It's how,
Yeah.
the fact that your name's out there.
Yeah.
You know, I made my mistake that years ago that I didn't go onto regular TV and make some money on it.
Yeah. Well, how long have you been doing this?
34 years. I started.
you started when I- you started
2
when I
months before
started.
you.
Okay.
May.
Now you have to be the longest show
I think so.
on
If
the
not,
interconnect.
I'm the longest continually running show. I'm sure there's a couple shows like Bill Mulholland's been on the same
Yeah.
year as mine, a couple months before me, but he went away for about 4 or 5 years. But I've been doing the show continuously. People are amazed that I don't get paid for my show.
Yeah. Well, you have fun doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, wasn't there a guy, Jeffree Star?
Oh my God.
Remember him? I used to watch. Listen, here's the funny thing. You know, I'd watch him.
You watch
It was
all the
entertaining.
shows. You used to watch
I
all
watched
the shows.
everything.
You watched all
I
public
would watch
access.
everything.
I
I
was
still
amazed.
do. I still watch everything.
I am so amazed at your taste for public access. Do you know how many shows of mine I've watched in 34 years? Guess how many shows I've actually watched of mine.
You mean
my
you
own
tape it,
shows.
you go home and watch it?
Right.
Are you going to tell me nothing?
I think I've watched 2.
Why? You don't like to watch yourself?
I'm too much of a critic.
Yeah.
I'd be going, my tie's crooked. Nobody
Right.
said nothing about my tie.
Well, no, Diane told you to dress that mic.
Yeah,
she did.
straighten that. Oh, Diane's good. Diane's good. But over the years,
Yeah.
the only time I watched the show was if somebody called me and told me there was an issue, you better fix it or whatever. I had a guy on my show one time. I won't mention any names. Very well-known guy, owned a big, good-sized restaurant business, and he was on my show one night. And I used to have chefs all the time. Sadly, before the West Warwick disaster,
Yeah.
I had show. You know that I had chefs on every show.
Yeah.
And cook, and you'd eat, you get to eat and everything. I had this chef on the show, and we're cooking. And I also had Miss Teen Rhode Island, maybe, or Miss Rhode Island. And he made a remark, just offhand, we're cooking. It's me, him, and the girl, the woman. And he said something about, my God, you're better put together than my wife, or something like that.
Yeah.
And we left. And I used to shoot live, as you know. And about 1 o'clock in the morning, I get a phone call from him. He goes, Bob, you got to help me. I go, what? He goes, you can't let that air. Because it hadn't aired. I mean, it aired that day right in Pawtucket, but it didn't air statewide.
Right.
He goes, Bob, you got to take that off. And I told people before, it's live to tape, and you live with it.
Right,
Whatever happens, you live with it. And he goes, Bob, please, you got to take that off. I'll be in divorce court if it doesn't happen. So I did.
You did?
Oh, yeah, I absolutely did. I absolutely took it off.
Well, listen, you're doing an entertainment show.
I don't want to hurt nobody.
You're not doing a newscast. You know, the news a record.
Right.
It's not life and death. So you did somebody a favor. Good for you. Good for you.
People tell me sometimes, well, how come you didn't go after this one, after that one? I'm not paid for it.
Not what you're doing.
There's no advantage to me to do that.
You're doing an entertainment show.
Right.
And for 34 years, you must be doing something right.
Yeah.
You know, you said I'm surprised you. I watch everything. You know why? I like TV.
Right.
When I was a kid, I watched a lot of television.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I love more than to talk about old television shows.
Oh, yeah.
And how the industry is changing.
Yep.
And it's why I got in television. So I still watch. I still watch a lot of television. And you know what? With the explosion of Netflix and Hulu
Oh, God, I can't watch
and
it.
streaming, there is so much content
And not enough time.
that even a television aficionado,
Right.
there
Can't
are
do it.
shows I don't know, I haven't heard of it or
Yep.
seen it, and
Yep.
these are popular shows.
Yep.
Right? And let me tell you what else is changing things. You know, it's not so much the competition from other stations. It used to be 6, 10, and 12.
Yep.
Right? And then cable came along, and you had HBO and things like that.
Showtime and all that stuff.
Now with the explosion of streaming,
Yes.
we don't even talk television versus cable anymore. We talk screen time.
Right.
Where are your eyeballs for a fixed hour, 1 or 2 hours every day?
Every day.
It does. What are you looking at on a screen? It doesn't have to be regular television.
Right.
It doesn't have to be cable. It could be YouTube.
YouTube.
Okay? Addictive. It's addictive.
Oh, my God,
all
it
right?
is. I have to catch myself.
It could be you may have the television on at home and you've got your phone in your hand.
I do that. I've done it.
And you're scrolling,
Yep.
right? And you're looking at TikTok, or you're looking at Facebook, or Instagram. All right. Well,
And then you got X, too, which I never go on.
Twitter. The only thing that matters is screen time.
Right.
Where are your eyes for an hour or 90 minutes a night? That's all we get. That's all we get. Where are you? And if you're on Twitter, well, you're not watching us. And if you're on Instagram, you're not even watching Hulu or Peacock
Right,
or Netflix.
Netflix.
Right? So you see how everything is changing
Oh, yeah.
and how it's a scramble to survive.
And the attention time of people is so short.
Short.
They
Yeah.
don't want to watch anything more than a few minutes.
We're scrambling. We're doing whatever we can to get you to sit down
stay.
and please watch us. Right? Because we need you to watch the commercials too. That's how we make a living. But listen, everything has already changed.
Yep.
And it's going to change even more. And the advent of YouTube, I find myself doing this. You know, I'll sit down in my chair in my living room, put a big 65-inch screen on.
Yep.
And years ago, I'd be watching regular television. Maybe a few years ago, I'd go to Netflix. And now, I hate to say it,
Yep.
I'll click YouTube, and the next thing you're going video to video to
Oh,
video.
God. Some of those things are awesome.
And it's, you know, some of it, it's not even entertainment. This is true. You'll watch a guy fixing an old pair of shoes, right? He's a cobbler, and he's ripping the sole off, and he's putting the heel, right? You watch that for 10 minutes. Now the algorithm knows, oh, let me give him something else. So they'll give you a video of a guy laying bricks,
Right.
right? Or they'll give you a video of a guy selling shoes. Well, next thing you know, that hour of television time, that 90 minutes, it's gone. And what did you waste? Not waste it. What did you use it on? YouTube.
Right.
So, you know, this is kind of comes back to you. For the past 34 years, you've been competing on a screen.
Right.
A screen, right? Now, as I'm clicking through, I could stop on Seinfeld on a rerun
Right.
that a local station paid a lot of money
Oh,
for.
I bet they did, yeah.
Or I could go to a slickly produced talk show out of Hollywood that the host is getting millions and millions.
Well, that's what happened with
Right.
Corden, James Corden.
Yeah.
He outpriced himself.
Right. Or I could flip to a movie on HBO where they've spent millions of dollars.
Right, to make-
Or I could clip and there's Bob with an accordion player. And I'm watching
Corey.
And I'm watching you, not the $1 million movie,
Right.
not the $1 million talk show, not the $1 million newscast.
Yep.
I'm watching you. Right?
Yep, yep.
But it's interesting, isn't it, how this whole thing
it's
works?
crazy,
It's
it's
just
crazy.
where are these eyes on that screen?
Now, you know that back in, I don't know when it was, it had to be 25 years ago, I got contacted, I had him on the show. I got contacted by Channel 10,
Yeah.
and they wanted me to do a Bob's Big Adventure
Okay.
in different,
Was this Dan Salamone?
yes.
Yeah.
They wanted me to do Bob's Big Adventure, and I said, well, what do you want me to do? And I had a guy that was working here was
Yeah.
busting me up saying, nah, they're not going to let you do what you want. And so I have them on the show
Yeah.
because they wanted to put me on during the May, was it May? The May sweeps?
May sweeps.
They wanted to start it on the May sweeps.
Right.
I was going to be the last 5 minutes. They were adding 5 minutes at the end of the telecast.
Okay.
It was 35 minutes instead of 30 minutes on the 11 o'clock news.
Yep.
And this was months earlier. They established this. And, we talked about it several times. And this guy that worked here, Doubting Thomas, he goes, they're not going to do that. They're not going to. I said, we already agreed on. In fact, you know what? I'm going to have him on the show. So I have him on
Yeah.
the show. And he announces, looks right at the camera.
Right.
He says, Bob Venturini's going to start a Bob's Big Adventure on
I remember hearing about this.
yeah, the May sweeps,
Right.
right? Already set. I started shooting
Yeah.
shows, right, around the state.
Yeah.
In Massachusetts. Because if you don't know it, folks, people think this is the same show as Bob's Big Adventure. And Our
Okay.
Bob is a totally different show.
Right.
This is a variety show, that's an adventure show. And I've traveled to a lot of places all through
Yeah.
the world. I've been to Russia, I've been to China, I've been to Brazil, I've been to Morocco. And they wanted me to do a show around Rhode Island and
Okay.
Massachusetts.
Right.
And so I started shooting segments. Bob's Big Adventure does New England, Southern New England. And all getting ready. So he comes on the show and he talks about it. He goes, so I even said to him, I said, are you going to make me do what you want? You're going to give me stuff to do? He goes, no, you do your own thing.
Okay.
You're going to do this show and we're going to
Right.
insert it in.
Yeah.
You edit it and bring it to us. Okay. About, I don't know, a month before, April, I get a phone call from him saying, who was the news director there?
Well, he was news director.
No, I'm sorry, who was the head of it? The general manager? Who was
General manager was.
It was a woman.
Well, Lisa Churchville.
Was it?
Yeah, Lisa.
The one that hired you?
No. I worked. Linda Sullivan,
Sullivan,
was the general
Sullivan.
manager. Ted Canova hired me. Lisa Churchville succeeded her, and Dan Salamone worked for her. She pulled the plug.
Right. Last minute.
It happens.
I know, but I'm the one that gets
She's a very
shafted.
very accomplished person.
So who was
I'm-
that,
I'm
Lisa
sure it was
Churchville?
it was just a business decision.
It wasn't Sullivan? It was,
No. Dan Salamone was our news director. Lisa Churchville was our general manager.
Right.
So nothing's happening without Lisa's approval.
yeah.
Yeah.
And last minute. Now, that was the same year that, I'll tell you who was hired. Barbara Morse
Yeah.
and Mario Hilario were hired, I think, that year. And the weather guy there.
Mark?
No. Mark came from 6.
Yeah.
What's his name? He retired. He got, I think he's,
Well, Gary Lay?
nope,
No. Well, I'm running out of weather guys. John Giorgi?
nope.
John was at 6. He came by us.
Right.
Yeah.
At one time, John Giorgi was the highest paid person in Rhode Island.
I remember reading the articles. It was
Yep.
a big deal when Channel 6 stole him. Right? He was on Channel 10, went to 6, but then he came back.
Right.
A trivia note, John and I did the last newscast of the last century. When the
Wow.
whole millennial thing happened. We
yeah.
we did the 11 o'clock newscast
Was
together.
that when that
Now,
it was
John,
supposed
you
to
know-
end? Wasn't life supposed to end?
Yeah,
there?
when the Y2K,
Right.
where it was, everything's going to end. The computers don't know how to handle it. Now, Johnny, John's still active.
I know. He's in Florida.
He enjoys a really robust retirement, and Mark occasionally calls him up
Yep.
and gets his take on a blizzard or something.
Correct.
I think he just did it.
He
You know-
did it for the blizzard of '78.
Now, Dan, Dan went out and he ran a couple of other stations, news department.
He went down to New Orleans.
He was very innovative. There was I think he was in Cleveland, where there was a big case, a big trial, and something happened with sketches or the lack of cameras. Anyway, he got puppets. He reenacted the day's court action with puppets. Now you would say puppets, right? Well, you know what?
Right.
People started talking about it. It was a thing. So I could see Dan inviting you to maybe do Bob's Big Adventure at the end of this.
Yeah.
Try something different.
I was brokenhearted.
Well, I can imagine. But don't hold it against him or Lisa. Sometimes things don't work out.
Right. Well, it could have been my big break. I could have been paid for being on TV.
You have 34 years here. You're doing fine. So.
Well, I'm surviving.
Yeah.
Not doing as well as you are.
But thank God for that. Knock whatever this is.
Yeah. No, I'm glad. I'm
Yeah.
so glad for you. I'm glad for you that you're doing well.
Well, I love what I do. I still love it. Radio's been great.
Right.
TV's fun. And some people have said, when do you think you're going to retire?
Why?
And I said, well, why?
Because you're not working. You're having fun.
Yeah. It's
Right.
I still love getting up in the morning doing the radio. I think I get a kick out of the listeners. You know, we call them seagulls.
Seagulls?
They text and they call, and it's fantastic. And then I'll take a break. I have a little break in the day, and I'll do something like this, or grab lunch with a friend, and then come in and do the 6 o'clock news at night, as long as they want me. As long as they'll have me, I'll answer the call.
Well, how about Patrice? She's been there.
I stand next to her every night.
Yeah.
She's there longer than me.
Yeah, I know.
She's the longest, then Frank Carpano, and now me.
Right.
And then Barbara Morse, and then probably Mario.
Right.
And then I'm going to say Mark Searles.
Allison.
Mark
Searles been there.
Allison came and went. Allison was with us for a period of time, then went up to Fox in Boston.
Yep.
And then came back to Rhode Island, where she's firmly established her roots, and she loves
In
Rhode
Pawtucket.
Island. Oh, she's a big person in Pawtucket.
I
She was
know.
a citizen
With
of the year.
me, I live in
Yeah,
Pawtucket.
she's a citizen of the year. She has a business. She has a yoga studio. She's a Renaissance person. She
Yeah.
does everything.
Yeah, she has a complex there.
Yeah. Well, Channel 10, to its credit, it doesn't change the pillars that hold the place up.
Right. It changed
Well,
all the
reporters change around us.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot of them come and go.
You know who I want on my show?
Who?
I can't even pronounce her name. Abby.
Abby Buttercavoli?
Yeah.
I'll tell her. Yeah, I'll tell her, come on.
There's a couple.
She
that
does nice work.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah,
She
but
does.
Channel 10 keeps the main pillars of
Right.
its broadcast, and people can change around them.
Right.
You know, reporters come and go. Some of them stay, some of them leave, some of them get out of the business altogether. It's not for them.
Well, that's the recipe.
Yeah.
For Channel 10.
That's the
success.
recipe. The recipe is don't change the recipe.
What percentage of the viewers does Channel 10 command?
What do we command?
Yeah.
I'm going to say better than 75%,
Are you kidding?
depending on the show.
That high?
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I can tell you Channel 10 routinely beats the others combined.
Combined.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
now it's only 2 stations.
Well, now Channel 10 owns 6, so I don't know if that slogan applies anymore.
Right. But Channel 12 has also got Channel 11 and
But Channel 12 has control of the Fox station here.
Right, and
Fox
the
61,
CW too, right?
And the CW and a bunch of other digital channels. Yeah. We have MeTV now. We have a bunch of this happened when it gets a little confusing, but when
It does.
we flipped from analog TV to digital TV, every television station picked up 3 or 4 other substations.
Right.
So that explains MeTV, Charge, Cozy, all of these digital
I haven't
stations.
even seen them.
Yeah, they're on, and
Well,
some of
that
them-
works mostly with the digital antenna.
Well, no, you
right?
can watch them over the air.
Yes,
you
what
can
I
watch
meant,
them with
yeah.
or without an antenna.
Right.
And a lot of the cable systems
What do you mean,
carry
without
them.
an antenna?
Well, regular over-the-air TV, you know, is still available.
Right.
You know, you could just put a TV on with an antenna. You could capture the signals.
Correct.
You still watch TV the old-fashioned way.
Right.
In fact, a lot of people do. They don't feel like paying the cable bill anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Cables, that's an old term anyway.
Yeah, I know.
It's your carrier, your supplier. It could be YouTube, TV. It could be Fubo. It
yeah.
could be Roku. It could be Cox.
Right.
Cox
Or
Cable,
Verizon.
right? Or Verizon.
Right.
Or DirecTV.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, there used to be Cox had a monopoly pretty much on
Oh,
cable
yeah.
TV.
Oh, yeah.
Not anymore.
I remember before Cox had a
Yeah.
monopoly when this channel, and it used to be in Pawtucket.
Yeah.
It was Colony Cable, which was, isn't that part of Providence Journal?
Colony was big, Comcast.
Comcast.
I think you're right. I think the parent company of the Providence Journal was involved in cable television.
Right.
In the day, before it was sold and split up.
Right.
Yeah, Comcast. There was a full channel? There was a
Right.
smaller one on the
The
East
full
Bay.
channel, there was Rhode Island Cable,
Right.
there was Colony,
And,
Cox,
and Comcast is still the big one.
Dimension, there was Dimension Cable.
Comcast is still the big one in Massachusetts.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But they have another one too in Mass. I
Yeah.
think they have two.
Well,
in
this
Mass.
goes back to how everything is changing. You know, the cable guys, they're losing their lunch to the streamers, YouTube,
Right.
right? YouTube television, YouTube TV, things like that. And I'm telling you, it'll change again. It's going to change again. And
Right.
I don't know what, nobody can predict the future. I don't know how long.
What do you think of AI?
I don't use it as much as others do.
Right.
It's pretty amazing, though.
You know what I like
It's
on
pretty
AI?
amazing.
You talk
Yeah.
about YouTube.
Yeah.
I love those things where they're stealing people's
Packages. Yeah.
And
And,
they
then they
get-
blow them up.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
When they get in the car, the best ones are when they get in the car.
Yeah.
It's amazing how they do that.
Or how about now there's another one, some guys will go out and start shooting in a storefront because they have a right to take pictures on the sidewalk. But naturally the store owner will come out and say, what are you doing? And the guy said, well, none of your business what I'm doing.
Ooh.
And now this, well, what do you mean it is? And they'll call the cops.
Now they get interaction.
well, this becomes content.
Right.
This becomes
Because
content.
yeah, they're causing that. That's like that guy,
Yeah.
was it Mr. Big there, the young guy that goes around? I think that's his name.
Does he go around with a like a security guy and confront people?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but see, this is the universe of Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. These are reels. These are little just small videos.
Right. Right.
That you've seen, I've seen, and yeah, it's content. You know, whatever gets a view.
Yep.
This goes back to the screen time. Where are these eyes?
Yep.
Are they here? Are they here? Where are they?
Well, Gene, I'd like to thank you for stopping by.
Anytime.
And I really appreciate it because you're there. You're always there for me.
I want to hold the record here.
You're,
I don't want
nobody's
Tony,
got.
I don't want Tony Petrarca beating me.
Well, he's the only one that's got a shot at you anyway. The new show. What's the new show?
Gene Off Script, Coastal ABC,
Right.
10 a.m. weekdays, starting June 29th.
Wow, just coming up. That's coming up next week.
Right around the corner.
Yeah.
Yep.
And every night. I mean, every day. Every
5
morning.
days a week.
Wow.
5 days a week.
Hottest working man on television in Rhode Island. Here he is.
Happy to have the work.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, Gene. Thanks for stopping by.
You got it.
All right. We'll be right back. Well, folks, we're back on An Hour with Bob with an old friend, a woman I knew from back in the 90s.
Oh.
I first met her when she was a child of the universe. She was 18 or 19 years old. She was a waitress running around like a chicken with her head cut off. She was the best waitress. I don't know if you remember Shooters at the day was the place. And she ran around there like crazy. Anyway, she's back with me. She's got a company called Pet Patrol USA.
You got it.
And her name is Lisa Berry Baptista. And
Barbosa.
Barbosa, why call Baptista? You know why? Because I know, ironically, I was going to ask you, Barbosa, I coached baseball for 21 years, and I had a Baptista and I had a Barbosa on the team, both of them. And I was going to ask you, I didn't get a chance when we last talked, to ask you if that name is connected to anybody in Pawtucket back in the day.
I don't believe so, but
No?
I'm sure the Barbosa player was much better than the Baptista player.
Oh, he was a good Manny. His name was Manny Barbosa. He was my center fielder back in the day.
How original, Manny Barbosa.
Yeah, I know. There's not many of them, right? Now, where you're from originally?
I'm from Massachusetts, actually,
where?
originally.
What town?
From Hanson, Massachusetts. It's a
Oh.
small town before you get to Plymouth. So that's
Oh, God, I've got a speeding ticket there. I remember that. I did. I'm not kidding you.
Well, they're all one-horse towns.
Yes,
you could
exactly.
blow through them
They had
in 5
nothing
minutes.
to do. They knocked me off at 8 miles over the limit. I
Oh,
go,
of
nobody
course.
does that. Nobody does that. Well, anyway, you ended up in Rhode Island, right?
I went to school
You
in
went
Rhode
to
Island.
school in Rhode Island,
Hospitality school, Johnson and Wales.
Johnson and Wales, and you also, kind of unusual, you also was in the military.
I was in the military.
You were in the Army, right?
Yes, to help me pay for school.
Wow. So you've done a few things in your lifetime.
A few things simultaneously, but I've never owned my own business before.
Right. Well, before we get to your business, you also, before that, you used to be, what was it? You had a big job.
Oh, I've been in human resources for
yeah.
35 years.
Right, yeah.
I was an executive in human resources.
Right, right.
I lost my position in 2024, late 2024, and that's when I had an epiphany that I really wanted to do something working with animals.
Right.
Ironically, I'd seen something on another channel, Channel 12, on a gentleman who was taxiing dogs from the groomers to the penthouse, and he was looking to expand. And I said, what a great idea.
Right.
Let me Google this and see what's in Rhode Island. And to my
And
dismay,
where was he? Where was that?
he was in Manhattan, New
Oh,
York.
really?
Yeah. This is very big in other municipalities.
Right.
I talked about it in other settings, that Washington, D.C., this is very big. People don't have vehicles. They use public transportation because of the traffic.
And they can't take their pets to some places or in some vehicles.
That's exactly correct.
Right.
And Miami is very, very big. Actually, all over Florida is very big. Pet taxi, pet transportation, and certainly in New York City. So when I Googled pet taxis in Rhode Island, I did get pet transportation, like bringing pets across state lines. You know, people have moved, or maybe it's expatriates bringing a pet to the airport and having to meet all those requirements. That isn't what I do.
Right.
What Pet Patrol USA does,
Okay.
if you have a pet, whether it be a dog, a cat, a ferret, a parrot, a
Really?
potbelly pig, and they need to go to the groomers, the daycare, play dates, routine veterinarian appointments, whatever it might be, I can pick them up, bring them safely, comfortably in my
Right.
customized SUV, it's a canine SUV, and then bring them back from their appointment back home comfortably, safely, and with love.
Now, when you say a customized, what is it? How is it customized?
Well, it's a canine SUV. They're retired police interceptors. So I commandeered 2 of them.
Oh, wow.
Got them all cleaned up, branded, registered, and ready for the road, fit for the road. And it's already set up for an animal because it's already dividers in the back.
Right.
So
So
there's
you
a
could take more
hatch.
than one at the same
I can
time,
take
right?
up to 5 animals safely
Wow.
created. And if the animal, if there's a dog that's a little bit larger, I can put them in the hatch comfortably and safely harnessed in the back with the actual cushions and stuff against the door so that they're not hitting the
So
door
there's
at
no
all.
interaction,
There's no
no
interaction,
problem,
there's no
no
sliding.
fights, no nothing,
Exactly.
right?
Well,
Right.
there's just one dog if it's a larger dog, but I could put 2 medium-sized dogs in the back of that SUV hatch
Right.
as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Now, what's your availability? How do you do it?
So Pet Patrol USA is available for pet taxiing Tuesday through Saturday. And people can go on, I developed an app, it's an easy peasy app that you can go on conveniently and schedule your ride. I think once your first scheduled ride, it will remember you and it will also prompt you for whatever scheduled appointment you have. So for instance, if you have regular daycare appointments, doggy daycare appointments, it will come up. Is this what you want to do? So the app is very easy. It had been launched late last year. It's
Right.
been tested. So that's part of the convenience of my service as well.
All right, so somebody hires you to pick up their dog to take them to the doctor, to the vet, and you want an update. What's going on? Can they get an update as it's going?
Absolutely. So I pride myself on making sure that there's GPS interaction with all of the rides.
Right.
I also, the app allows me to upload pictures. So I'll take a picture of your dog. I just picked up your dog because not everybody is going to be home. So people are
Right.
busy.
Well, exactly.
People are busy,
People are
Bob.
busy.
Challenge schedules. So I am bonded and insured. If it's convenient and it's agreed upon with the pet owner, I can come into the home. They provide me with their key,
Right.
what have you,
Or their
and I go
code
in.
number, whatever.
Exactly, and we decide whether the animal's already going to be crated when I pick them up or uncrated. I've done both, depending upon the animal. And I bring them at that point. I upload a picture. I have Fluffy. They're on the way to the groomers. And then when I pick them up, I upload another picture, see, they've been fluffed. And now they're on their way home. Click, they're home. GPS traveled, and also the pictures upload the documentation that they're home safely.
Right, right. And what happens if they're going to the doctor maybe because they're sick or something? What, they get sick en route or something? What happens?
Well, I only do routine vet appointments. So
Right.
that is vaccinations. It could be a medical bath. I've had, I've brought cats to have medical baths before. It could be routine blood work. Anything routine, not emergent. Because I'm not same day. It's important to understand this because if people call me and looking for a scheduled ride to an appointment that they've made,
Right.
then it's important for me to meet that pet with the pet owner to make sure that animal is not in any duress.
Or
with
not
being-
aggressive to you.
Not aggressive to me. I don't want to get hurt, but I don't want the animal to get hurt.
Correct.
Their little hearts can't handle the same amount of stress that we can. And you put an animal in with a stranger and a strange vehicle, they could go into cardiac arrest. And that's certainly not the experience that I want
Right.
people to have with
Correct.
Pet Patrol USA, even though I'm Pet CPR certified. I hope I never have to use it.
Now, what does that mean, your pet CPR certified?
If the animal does go into cardiac
Right.
arrest, I'm trained to help them have CPR, to help keep them sustained until I can get them to a veterinarian.
Right.
But my point was that if somebody, if you wanted to pick up a pet, I wanted to make sure that I meet that pet in front of the owner so that they can see the interaction. And then the second test would be watching the pet get into the vehicle or into the crate with me. And once that's cleared, then
Right.
we know we have a deal and the appointment is scheduled. So they can schedule an appointment, but it isn't confirmed until we've had that meet and greet. That's vitally important in my business.
Right.
It's just as if, look at it like this, Bob. If somebody was going to come out and, schedule some kind of a, some kind of a cost on your windows, or some kind of remodeling, they have to go out and they have to measure all the
Of
windows.
course, exactly.
That's the cost
That's
of doing
exactly what you're
business.
talking about, right?
And if, if they don't like the cost, if they say, oh, I'm going to get other estimates, that's fine. It's the same scenario. It's just making sure that everyone is comfortable in the situation, including the animal, and most importantly, the animal.
Now, you'll provide references from the vets, the groomers, and the like?
I'm not following the question.
Well, actually, what you would say is you are compared to other people maybe doing something. You have the background to handle it.
Yeah, so, there isn't a lot of people doing what I'm doing.
Correct.
So because a lot of people had asked me, well, what do you mean by trailblazer? There's no examples.
Right. Well,
for me
that's
to
what a
follow.
trailblazer is.
Correct. And so I think people think that there are a lot of taxis in Rhode Island, pet taxis, because some businesses, like if you had a daycare, that's your primary business, you might take a niche cohort of your clients. Maybe they're older, maybe they,
Right.
Maybe they're crazy busy. And you might pick up that pet and bring them to your daycare, but your primary business is your daycare. My primary business is the transportation.
Correct.
So it's very, very different. So that owner of that daycare is not going to pick up your dog and take them somewhere else. They're just going
Right.
to take them to the daycare and back. I can take them to grandma's. I have picked up dogs and taken them to the Borders because somebody was leaving for a vacation to Hawaii for 2.5 weeks and they couldn't take the dog. And they felt most comfortable with their dog Goose being with the breeder. So I took the dog from Newport to Massachusetts to the breeder, uploaded the pictures, GPS all the way, and now they are completely at ease in their trip to Hawaii, knowing that Goose is with the breeder and they were picking up the dog on the way back.
And I can believe a lot of people would be happy to pay any amount to have their animal taken care of, because nothing was, I couldn't believe how much it affected me when my dog died.
Oh, yes.
When my beagle died. I could not believe how bad that hurt.
That pain is awful.
Yeah, it's like losing a close friend.
It is. Well, people do look at their pets as family members and as children, especially the elderly, and let's not forget the veterans who utilize
Correct.
a lot of the service animals to help them with their PTSD. And there are a lot of people who have challenges out there, not just veterans. So certainly animals are very much of an important part of our lives, and that's why I've devoted the latter part of my life to serving animals.
Right.
I serve people to serve animals. If animals don't get to their well-being and grooming appointments, that has a direct impact on them. Their well-being, how they interact with other animals, how they interact with the family members. It's very important. We have dogs for maybe about 12 years of their life.
Correct, yeah.
So we
They're
don't
not
have them
forever
for a
animals.
very,
They're not-
very long time.
Right, they're not forever
So
things.
why not give them the quality of life?
Right.
And for all of the beauty that they give to us. I mean,
Correct.
it's unlimited laughs, right? When I
Yep.
had my Frank, I've never laughed so hard out loud
Really?
at some of the crazy antics that he would do.
What kind of dog?
He was an English bulldog.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
was 12 years old, so he was very pampered. The most stress
He
he
lasted
had,
it to 12?
12, he was 12 years old, which is very rare for an
Mine was
English
13.
bulldog.
My dog was 13 when he died.
And he had the arthritis, and he was just
Oh,
getting
God,
up there in
awful.
age. But his stress, the only stress he had was the bottom of the food bowl. Really, honestly.
Really?
He had beds everywhere. He was very spoiled, which a lot of us here in Rhode Island, in the Northeast, spoil our animals.
Oh,
and may
no
I
doubt.
use the F word? Fanatical even about our animals.
Right, yeah.
Yes, and that's why, that's another reason why I wanted to get into this business, not only to create a niche for Rhode Island, elevating the care that we provide our animals, our pets, but certainly there's a lot to be learned about the bond between animals and people, and I am learning about that based on the interactions I have with other people's pets and in the shelter work that I do. I do a lot of volunteer work for Animal Rescue Rhode Island
Right, yeah.
and for the Potter League on Aquidneck Island.
Crazy.
Yes.
Crazy.
And it's a $37.8 billion industry, the pet industry is, and
Right.
growing. Those numbers are probably antiquated. That was last year's number. So, and after COVID, those numbers really spiked and they haven't slowed down. You see that in Rhode Island, they're bringing different types of resources and products and services to Rhode Island. Like we have our first roadie pet resort. I mean, there's pools and there's
Really?
awesome places to play with the dog and other dogs. It's great, and they have them all over Florida. Matter of fact,
They have one in Rhode Island?
Oh yes, Pet Roadie.
Where is that?
Yeah, the Roadie Pet Resort is right in Warwick, right behind Dave's Bar and Grill, like on Lauderdale
Oh,
Avenue.
yeah, I know where that is.
Yeah, they just opened that up. So that's very, very popular in other states. The first one here, the first real one here.
Right.
And the owner had called me and she said, in Fort Lauderdale, in our store in Fort Lauderdale, animals are brought by limo.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
Yes. So maybe there's some expansion there for Pet Patrol USA,
Wow.
Pet Patrol USA Ltd.
Wow.
So when I use the word fanatical, I guess we're still
Well, people
we're still
are definitely.
climbing there.
I know people that are fanatical with their pets. I mean,
And I
really,
was.
They put outfits on them. They dress them up for the holidays and for Halloween and for Christmas and put jackets on them in the wintertime.
And they have everything that they need. We thought, my ex-husband and I, we thought that Frank liked country music. Now, I don't know if he liked country music.
Wait
but
a minute, the dog like country music?
We think so.
Are you kidding me?
When we left, we put country music on for him. He seemed to be at peace with
Right,
country music.
right.
And he had his bed, and he had his water, and he had all his toys and everything. And he could have cared less whether we were there or not at that point, because he had his own resort.
Right. Oh, that's cool. And
Yeah.
but I can believe that. I kind of didn't think of it at first, but I think my dog, he liked rock and roll music.
And through my education, so I'm also fear-free educated, and fear-free certification is a certification from the American Vets Association.
Right. So
And
you
it
have
helps-
that certification?
So I have that certification as well. I obtained it
That
myself.
puts you higher, up and above over somebody else.
I
think.
don't look at it as higher.
Well,
I just
not-
look at
maybe
it as
not
more
higher, but
confident
more- right.
when I'm working with animals, especially if I have one that's particularly scared, is not as open and friendly as the owner might suggest that it is.
Right.
So it provides me with the confidence to be able to go in with different techniques and time for the animal to warm up to me in front of the owner, which is very, very important.
Well, I'd be more worried about them biting me than anything else.
I'm not concerned about that.
No?
Because, well, the only reason I'm not concerned about it is because I have confidence in the education and the certification that I've received. I work with animals all the time in the shelter, so I'm able to apply that education immediately. And no is a complete question, is a complete answer to a question. If somebody says, well, you know, kid, you think that you would still take the dog even though it wouldn't get in the crate? I don't think that that's going to work. Because I don't want to force that animal in and then have them under duress. And then something happens, and I just can't have that under my watch. No, not if I know that it could have been preventable.
Well, what about I hate it when the person, you go to somebody's house and they'll say, oh, he don't bite, or she don't bite, and then they get bitten, you know, right after they say that.
Exactly.
You know?
That's why I do the meet and greet.
Right.
That's exactly why I do the meet and greet. I haven't had to cancel any appointments. The meet and greets have gone swimmingly. This is what happens sometimes at the meet and greet. I had an elderly couple. They, you know, for whatever reason, they couldn't move their dog anymore. Car wasn't right. The dog is too heavy and too rambunctious, so they just couldn't handle the dog. So I had a meet and greet with them, and then the daughter came because they were an elderly couple. And she said, Ma, I can't believe you're going to pay somebody to pick up this dog.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I'm going to take the dog.
Oh.
So then I lost the call.
Right, yeah.
So that happens, and you know, and that's okay. We're still educating in Rhode Island that, you know, it isn't about the cost, it's about the well-being of the animal going to the appointment. And let's talk about going to the appointment. A lot of appointments get canceled. So when I was affirming my value proposition, I wanted to make sure I spoke to a number of groomers, daycares, and veterinarians throughout the state. And I did, and I still have been. And what I learned is a lot of people cancel appointments. They cancel appointments or they don't make them at all. And then there's another whole cohort of people that just don't make them because they're just too busy. So if there's a taxi that's confirming the appointment, that the animal's going to be there on time, the animal's going to be there, or that there's now a means for people who didn't even think about daycare and getting their animal to the groomer now can get them there.
They got somebody to do it for them.
So this is important to pet bosses as well in the state. So that's been my pitch to people who own pet industry businesses in the state, and helping them, that with my business, helping them get the owners their pet on time to their appointments. So that has worked out well.
I used to have a red Doberman, a big red Doberman.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he would scare anybody, but he was the nicest dog on earth. I mean, he was not at all
I had a Doberman.
vicious. Yeah, this is a big one. This is a big red.
Yeah, he was, so Bullet was my Doberman Pinscher's name, and he was deemed, there was another Doberman Pinscher in the neighborhood, and he had bit a little girl and was confused with my dog, and we believe that somebody poisoned our dog.
All right, give me the name, because we're running out of time, I'm being told.
No problem at all. It's Pet Patrol USA, and you can reach me at petpatrolusa.com.
Okay.
I'm on Instagram and Facebook. I also have a new podcast, yes, PAWD Cast, and it's called Pet Whisperer. I've already
you did a couple already,
I did one already. Sheila Ryan
Yeah.
Actually came on the show. She's a pet psychic, or she claims to be a pet psychic.
Yeah, I know.
And she had just launched a new book that she published, The Joy of Healing, and it shows all of her experiences using her talents and her skills with being able to communicate with animals to better heal them. It was fascinating conversation.
Well, Lisa, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
And good luck.
Thank
Good
you.
luck. Until next time, folks. See ya.